Are you struggling to set up a local testing environment for your Firebase Cloud functions? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a common issue with CORS and how to resolve it. I totally get it. It can be incredibly frustrating when everything seems to work until you add CORS, and then suddenly you're hit with errors. You're definitely not the only one facing this challenge. Let's take a closer look at the specific question at hand. One user asked, "What am I doing wrong when I try to test my HTTP function with CORS?" They noticed that removing CORS allowed their function to work, but adding it caused a type error. Sound familiar? Let's figure this out together. So what's happening here? The error message indicates that the request object might not be set up correctly when CORS is applied. This is a common pitfall when testing functions locally. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how to fix this issue and ensure your Firebase functions work seamlessly with CORS. To address the user's issue with CORS in their Firebase Cloud functions, the first step is to ensure that the request object is properly set up in the test. The user should create a fake request object that includes the necessary headers. Next, the user should modify the response object to include a method for sending a response. This will help in verifying that the response is correctly handled after the CORS middleware is applied. Now, the user can invoke the cloud function with the updated request and response objects. This will allow them to test if the CORS middleware is functioning as expected. Finally, the user should run their tests to confirm that the function returns a status code of 200 and the expected message. This will ensure that the CORS setup is working correctly. Fun fact, CORS stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing. It allows web applications to make requests to domains other than their own. Without it, your web app would be pretty limited. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution from another user suggests modifying your request object. Instead of using an empty object, they recommend defining the request with headers that include the origin. This change should help resolve the CORS issue you're facing. That's it for that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative approach to handling CORS errors involves using sign-in to create a mock response object. This user suggests defining a response object with methods like status, end, and JSON, all set as sign-on stubs. In your tests, you can invoke your cloud function with this mock response. After calling the function, you can check the response using the JSON method to verify the output. That's it for that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user successfully resolves the CORS issue in Firebase functions. They suggest implementing setHeader and getHeader methods in the response object. In their test setup, they create a mock request with headers and a response object that checks for the correct status and body. This ensures that the function behaves as expected. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests adding headers to your request. Specifically, they recommend setting the origin header to a wildcard value, which allows all origins. Additionally, they advise using setHeader on the response object. Here's a pro tip. Always test your CORS setup in a controlled environment before deploying. This can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to resolve your CORS issues and get your Firebase functions running smoothly. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks.